inquisitive reporters of the MPC, and our best wishes for her pleasant departure in the person of CNN reporter and news anchor Ina Andolong, who will be walking in bliss this coming 23rd of this month. Best wishes to you and congratulations to the groom.
Let's proceed. Thank you.
MPC,
And so the first question will come from her.
MPC, any question in relation with Ina's departure? Joke lang. First question. Hindi muna si Ina. Save the best for last. Ian. Ian, first question.
Meron pong gusto si Secretary Calida, Solgen, dun sa
Meron ano?
gag order daw po dun sa kaso sa ABS-CBN, dun sa franchise issue. Ano
Ang
pong
Supreme
take nyo?
Court?
Apo, yung mga parties po, sabi po niya kailangan magkaroon ng, hindi muna sila dapat magsasalita.
Sino nag-file?
Solgen po.
Tama naman siya doon. Kasi parang nagiging emotional ang issue on this particular topic. It's much to do about nothing. It's not about press freedom. The president has nothing to do with the petition. Again, we will repeat. Solicitor General Calida is just doing his job. And Congress is the exclusive authority to grant or renew licenses. The president's utterances on his personal displeasure with ABS-CBN and his statement that he will see to it that ABS-CBN will be shut down, that should not be taken literally. What he meant is he will not allow ABS-CBN to be committing fraud against those who contracted them to air campaign commercials. That's what he meant. If ABS-CBN has committed a criminal act, then the president will exercise his right and pursue a case against it before the courts. But he will not use his office to stop ABS-CBN from continuing with its service. That's for Congress to decide, not for him.
Ian, follow up. Okay. Alexis, same subject matter.
Secretary, why do you think a gag order is necessary?
Because it's pending before the courts. If it's pending before the court, it becomes sub judice.
How can it be sub judice? The court has not given due course pa. Wala pa namang
meron na, di ba? The parties have been responded, I think, has been asked to comment 10 days from receipt of the order. Meron na.
So, you're saying dahil doon, pwede nang sub judice yung...
Pwede na kasi nag-act na nga ang court eh. The court has acted on it.
Hindi naman ito about yung backlash against yung Solgen. Do you think it has nothing to do with the backlash?
And I think we should, again, I will reiterate what I said. If the quo warranto is granted, assuming that it can be heard within the period before the franchise expires, I don't think it will affect ABS-CBN, because all it has to do in fact it has already done, is to ask for a renewal of its franchise in Congress. That's why I've been saying it's much ado about nothing. And Solicitor General Khalid has already explained himself. I have to do it simply because this is my duty. I would be charged with dereliction of duty if I do not file this because I discovered that there are certain violations of the law.
Salamat po.
Same subject. Follow up, Julie.
Sir, if ever the the bid for a gag order is granted, does this also mean that government officials will stop discussing the ABS-CBN franchise, including, say, legislators, members of the executive branch? Mako-cover po ba kayo ng gag order?
Members of Congress, if they're doing their duty, I don't think they can be stopped from asking questions relative to the matter. Perhaps their source persons can be covered, but not members of Congress.
How about ano, kayo, sir, or bawa DOJ or si Calida, si Solzen Calida? Does this gag order might cover him also?
Insofar as it doesn't go to the merits of the case, they can't speak about the case. Like, for instance, if they're asked, why are you filing this case? You can articulate on their grounds. That would not be violating the gag rule.
Pero kung ABS will only discuss the merits of the case, okay lang.
No, precisely the gag order refers to not discussing the merits of the case.
Okay.
Because that will tend to influence the court.
Julie. Okay na, Julie. Still on the gag order. Other matters na tayo? Okay na tayo sa gag order o may follow-up? Gag order. Wala na? Okay, shift muna tayo. Other matters, Ian.
Secretary, nakarating na ba kay Pangulo at may direktiba ba siya ukol dun sa sinasabing pastilla scheme dun sa immigration? Kasi nagbabayad daw po ng 10,000 pesos ang mga Chinese para makapasok dito sa bansa natin na tinutulungan ng mga tiwaling miyembro ng immigration. Ano pong take ng Pangulo?
I haven't talked about that with him. I will ask him when I see him.
Ano po ang take ng Palace doon, sir?
Any violation, any transgression, any anomaly, the palace frowns on it and will act on it if there are complaints formally filed before its office.
Sabi po kasi ni Pangulo, kahit chismis lang, kailangan aksyonan kagad. Ano, ito po, sinasabi na ng mga ibang witness dun sa hearing sa Senado na 10,000 daw ang binabayad ng mga Chinese.
You know, when the president says kahit chismis lang, he validates that. He doesn't act recklessly on any chismis.
Thank you, Ian. Follow-up, Ina.
Sir, isn't the palace, I mean, how does the palace feel that it took a Senate investigation to reveal this alleged scheme? And kumbaga, what do you think about the immigration officials or leaders at the agency who should be, monitoring what's happening?
Right now, there is only an allegation. If there is an allegation, then that must be proven.
Sir, this isn't the first issue involving POGOs, yung supposed proliferation of prostitution dens, their issue of non-compliant tax. They're not complying, not all of them are complying with their tax obligations. What does the palace make of all this? Don't you see the need for a more aggressive effort to, really go after?
We've been saying that any complaint should be filed, because unless you file a formal complaint, we will never know if there is any anomaly. And even if these are being subject of talks in media, in columns, unless there is a complaint filed, we will never know. You have to submit proof so that we can do something about it.
Can't the palace act on its own, considering the many discussions about it and the Senate investigation showing
How
that
can you act on it? How can you act on it if there is no proof that there is such an anomaly?
ni investigation, sir, walang posibleng mangyari?
Precisely, you have to file a complaint with us so that we will know, so that we can act on it.
So right now, until no complaint is filed, you're just gonna watch everything being...
Because there's nothing to investigate in the first place, unless there is a complaint.
So you don't give any weight to all these?
The immigration commissioner is tasked to do his job, meaning, apart from the usual governing his own territory, he has to know whether there are anomalies in his territory and respond to it. Doesn't have to take the president to do the job for him.
Thank you, sir.
Salamat, Ina. Pastillas issue pa rin, Alexis.
Secretary, given these issues, you have the Pastilla scheme, we have the tax deficiencies, we have the prostitution, then what impression do they create about the Pogos in the Philippines or the Pogo industry?
Well, if those will be proven, then there is something wrong with the operation of the Pogo, and then the government has to do something about it. Until such time, the presumption is they're performing regular tasks in accordance with law.
Okay, so will this prod the government to rethink its policies or maybe look into its policy with regard to the Pogos and the influx of Chinese workers?
Anything that is bad for this government, the government is always open.
Okay, thank you, Sec.
Thank you, Alexis. Pia.
Sir, you said you will have to ask the president if he's aware of the Pastilla
Yes.
scheme. But what about yung other issues ng mga pogos? Is the president aware of
No,
it?
I'll ask him about it because I do not know whether there has been talk between the commissioner or the DOJ secretary, who's supposed to be the head of part of that, and the president.
So you don't know, sir, if the president has been informed. For example,
hindi ko.
yung case on the tax, yung mga kidnappings, yung mga prostitutions. He hasn't said anything about it, sir.
During our talks, we didn't touch on it. We discussed more on the BFA and other issues.
So, sir, the office of the president will not do anything about this, sir, unless you said that there is cases filed already. But on the part
No,
of
not
the
Pia, you don't have to file a case. You just file a claim. Just a letter would make us act on it.
a letter addressed to the office of the president.
Addressed to the commissioner. Commissioner will take action. Every heads of office take action on any complaint, on any letter expressing concern on anything. That has been the rule of thumb in this administration.
Sir, what do you think of yung mga sinasabi on social media that the palace is turning a blind eye into all of this?
No,
Itong
I
mga
don't think
issues
so.
na to.
Because the record of this administration speaks for itself. It never turns a blind eye on anything that concerns governance.
Sir, is the palace parang napipigilan po ba sila to act on this because of the economic impact if ever yung Pogos umalis dito sa bansa?
No, because look at the BFA issue. Despite all odds, he decided to cut it off. There's supposed to be very significant implications, according to critics and supporters of BFA, but that didn't stop the president from abrogating it.
So,
Wala sa presidente yan.
so for the president, yung Pogos sir, are not indispensable despite yung pwede nila maging epekto sa ekonomiya pag napaalis sila
Sabi
dito sa
nga ni
bansa.
Presidente, there is no sacred cow in this government. If it's against the interests of the people and general welfare, I'll stop it. This is the kind of president we have.
Ayan, sir. Salamat, sir.
Thank you. Arian, follow up.
Hi, sir. Sir, given yung reports nga sa Pastilla scheme, how would the palace evaluate yung performance ni Immigration Commissioner Jaime Morente? Kasi
We
sir,
were-
sabi niyo, dapat alam niya yung mga anomalies, di ba?
That's why I said, hindi ko alam kung nag-usap na sila ni Secretary Guevara. Kasi I'm sure there will be talks between him and Secretary Guevara.
Pero
And
sir,
then Secretary Guevara with the President relative to that subject matter.
pero sir, given nga po itong existing na lumabas na sa Senate na may ganitong scheme, how does the palace view the performance of
Alam mo,
Commissioner
pag
Morente?
merong Senate investigation, the President's position is let it be heard para lumabas kung ano man yung dapat na malaman natin.
Is the
We
palace
always welcome that kind of investigation.
Okay, sir. Sir, is the palace or President Duterte still confident on the capabilities of Commissioner Morente to lead the Bureau of Immigration? Given itong reports po na may mga ganitong scheme na tumatanggap ng payoffs yung mga ilang tao sa
Until
BI.
he says otherwise, the assumption is he has confidence on him.
Okay, sir. Sir, last na lang. Will the President, is the palace interested in summoning Commissioner Morente to explain this?
Ay, hindi ko alam. Kasi hindi nga natin alam kung baka nag-usap na sila. That's why I'll have to ask him.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Salamat, Arian. Bombo Raymond.
Hi sir, good noon. Sir, so habang wala pang isasampa na formal case regards to the pastillas
Hindi
scheme.
naman kailangan formal
Yes.
case eh. May mga nagreklamo lang officially.
So you are fully supportive of the Senate investigation initiated by Senator Ontiveros?
Oh yes, as we said, any anomaly being investigated, we are interested to know.
Sir, when was the first time you heard of this scheme, yung 10,000 payoff sa bawat illegal
Sa news.
worker? Sa news lang. Di ba parang you've mentioned dati na parang the President has all the resources and intelligence networks, hindi siya na-brief ng mga assets.
Hindi
and
ko alam kung
information.
na-brief siya, hindi ko alam yung part na yan. We haven't talked about it. I'll have to ask him.
So we expect na, gaya sabi niyo, walang sacred cow kahit na Chinese cow to.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
MPC, follow-up, Tina? Other matters.
Sir, last Sunday, sir, sa Sangli.
Sangli.
Sangli po, sa nandun ang presidente. There were concerns over the wrist on his right arm dito. Parang medical plaster daw. Would you care to explain, sir?
Yung white,
Yung white, sir.
it's more symbolical of his wanting peace in the Philippines.
Bakit, sir, all of a sudden may ganun siyang white? Looks like a medical plaster kasi.
No, it's not a medical plaster.
Sir, what? Peace for what, sir?
Eh parang ano yan, parang kay Erap, yung mga wristband. Di ba si Erap mayroong white? Ako rin meron, di ba? Pula naman ang akin.
So, sir, there's no need for any concern or
No.
over the president's health?
You know, the president will tell us if he is not feeling well. In fact, he tells us. Wala kang tinatago, di ba? Lahat sinasabi niya sa atin.
So, which is which, sir? For peace or sports attire?
Hindi ko alam exactly kung ano yun. Basta ang tingin ko dyan, ang unang nakita ko kagad doon nung makita ko yung white is here is symbol of peace. Di ba gusto niya palagi magkaroon ng kapayapaan dito sa ating bansa. That's why he goes out of his way to have peace with the communist rebels, with the Muslim rebels. He doesn't want to shed blood.
Sir, incidentally, nag-issue rin kayo ng statement dun about that day na si President would prefer na manalo sa re-election ni President Trump. Related ba yung
Hindi
ban?
naman, hindi naman yung sinabi niyang preference niya. Sinabi niya, he's a good president. He deserves to be reelected. He's expressing an opinion. His personal sentiment.
Salamat Tina Roscos, pagkatapos Francis Wakefield. Other matters. Ibang topic, Rose.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi.
Sir, may reported domestic helper po sa Hong Kong na tested positive sa COVID. And according to the report of South China Morning Post, it's a Filipina domestic worker. And there are also 7 Filipina workers who are under quarantine because of COVID. How will this affect the evaluation of the government regarding the travel ban po sa Hong Kong?
Well,
Whether to lift or not?
we will leave that to the task force. They will be, I'm sure, discussing it, evaluating it, and we will wait for the recommendation.
But will this greatly affect po yun pong consideration ng pamahalaan sa panawagan ng mga Pinoy na i-lift na po yung travel ban?
That depends on the task force. That's their job. Precisely, that was created.
And connected din po sa topic na COVID, sir, tomorrow po mag-e-end yun pong quarantine period nung pong mga nakasakay sa Princess Diamond cruise ship. Meron pong 538 Filipinos, including crew members and passengers. How prepared po ang pamahalaan sa evacuation nila given na umakyat na po sa 454 yun pong infected ng virus sa cruise ship?
From what I gather, we are prepared for that. I heard Secretary Bello and Secretary Duque saying they are prepared for that.
Saan po sila magstay kapag po
Hindi ko
bumalik
alam,
na sila
hindi ko
dito
alam
sa
ang detalye,
Pilipinas?
basta sabi na we are prepared for such eventuality.
Ano po ang marching orders ng President? Kasi hindi po, napakarami po ng bilang na yon, 538.
You know, the President has already directed them much earlier to establish protocols and procedures for any eventuality that will occur. Kaya sinasabi naman nila, Secretary Duque, we are prepared. Alam na, we will respond to any kind of eventuality.
Currently po ba, enough po ba yung, sa usapin po ng PPE o yung personal protective equipment, enough po ba yung supply ng pamahalaan? Lalo na po para po i-secure din po yung condition ng mga frontline health workers.
I think so. That was told to me by Secretary Duque, Secretary Lopez.
Thank you, sir.
Francis. COVID? COVID? COVID. Sam, sa COVID muna tayo.
Sir, i-verify lang po namin kung meron na po bang naging recent meeting yung interagency task force para po dun sa COVID-19. Meron po bang nakaschedule for today? Or meron na po bang...
Di ko alam. Meron ba? Do we have? Wala pa akong notice.
Yesterday daw, sir, PWD, ngayon daw yung ano.
Saan si Chris? Si Chris dapat nakakalam na. Ha? Tanungin niyo kung may notice siyang natanggap. Hindi ko alam eh. Si Chris ang pinapaten ko doon.
Secretary, going back dun sa mga Pinoy cruise ship, cruise po, ano, yung mga crew doon. February 19 po kasi matatapos yung quarantine period nila, yung 14-day. So pagbalik ba nila
That's
ng Pilipinas?
tomorrow.
Yes, sir. So pagbalik ba nila ng Pilipinas, kailangan pa bang i-quarantine ulit sila? Yun bang recommendation ng task force?
Alam ko may protocol sila doon. Exactly. Hindi ko lang alam kung ano yung protocol na. But as I said earlier, meron na silang established protocols for that.
Kasi sir, natapos na nila yung 14-day quarantine sa Japan, and then kung dito ba, i-require pa ba sila? Yun ba ang tinitingnan nating...
Hindi ko nga alam yung portion na yun kung they have to go with the same process that they had undergone kung ulitin pa.
Okay na, Ian. Okay na tayo sa COVID-19, NPC. Wala na. Ibang topic. Other issue, Francis.
Sir, good afternoon po. Yung ano lang, next week, isa-celebrate natin yung EDSA People Power to celebration po. So may mga grupo raw na nagdalayo na mapatalsik raw si Pangulo by using yung social media. Nag-encourage po sila na mga tao, mass actions against the President. Ano po ang take ng palasyo po rito?
That's a wishful thinking. It's a pipe dream. It will never come to fruition. Filipinos, majority or overwhelming, they are supportive of the president.
Okay sir, kasi yung isa sa mga issues na re-raise yung VFA po.
Wala yan. The military is 100% in support of the president.
So hindi na po kailangan ng Pangulo na magkaroon ng meeting with the top officials po.
The AFP has already expressed its support to the president.
Okay. Follow up yun, Ian.
Pero Secretary, hindi rin natin may tatanggi na may mga sundalo, opisyal man o hindi, na pro-American. Yung iba nag-aral pa sa Amerika, maaring iba yung sentiments nila this time dun sa pag-abrogate natin sa BFA.
You're speculating. We don't know that. Let them speak their minds.
Salamat, Ian. MPC, other matters. Balik tayo sa ano. Other matters, Arian Pia Chona? Arian Pia Chona.
Sir, former Senator Trillanes posted bail earlier today. Sir, can you comment lang yung statement niya na I will face this case just as I have faced all the other harassment cases Duterte's minions have filed against me. Regarding to sir, doon sa ang totoong narco-list na videos.
I think I already made a statement yesterday about that. I said we will not waste our time responding to nonsense. That's his problem.
Okay, sir.
We don't interfere with cases filed before the courts.
But sir, yung do you think yung sinabi niyang harassment case po ito? Does the palace agree?
It's nonsense.
Thank you, sir.
Salamat, Pia. Mike, please.
Sir, nagsalita na si Police Colonel Espinido and he is blaming yung failure of intelligence umano sa pagkakadawit niya doon sa drugs list. What's the comment of Malacañang on this, sir?
Could be true. Because the president trusts him. It's not unexpected that there may be some flaws in intelligence gathering. That happens. Sometimes they're even intentional. You are being fed with the wrong info coming from those who are against a particular officer. And if it gets into the system, lalabas yun.
Sir, when you said that it may be intentional, is the palace considering Espinido as a victim in this case? Sinadya po ba na
Could be,
inilagay?
because the president says that's black propaganda as far as concerned. The biktima siya.
So what does it say about the...
And I understand, I think the ALG Secretary Anyo made a statement, if I'm not mistaken, that he should be already excluded in the list. As I said, the original list, there are 120 that have been stricken off. And a big number of the 120 belong to the PNP. Marami silang tinanggal.
Sir, what does it say about the credibility of the drugs list of the administration?
Kung natanggal mo na yung mga hindi dapat isama, di credible.
Credible pa rin.
Oh yes. After all, trabaho rin nila yung mag-gather ng intelligence. But syempre, may nakakalusot din na mali.
Sir, kung may nakalusot dito sa list na to, who's to say na hindi rin nagkaroon ng ganong klaseng pagkakamali dun sa mga dating listahan na isinapubliko ng palasyo?
Hindi, kasi pag nasa listahan ka, meron mga prueba sa'yo. May mga sinabit na proof. O, di magiging credible yun. Pero kung halimbawa, kay Espinido, sinama mo sa listahan, Tapos yung prueba mo, yung pala, hindi totoo. Kaya nung nangyari sa Senate hearing, di ba, yung mga PNP official doon testified against him, yung pala hindi totoo.
So the palace can still vouch for the credibility of the other, yung mga naunang
Oh yes,
lists, sir,
definitely,
na
yes,
inilabas.
yes, of course.
Alright, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Pia. Chona, si Raymond lang muna kasi. Yung kay Espinido, follow-up. Okay. Raymond Bombo.
Sir, pero here comes Colonel Espinido, one of the, I think, trusted man or in the police with regards to the anti-drug war of the administration. But here comes some generals are implicating him and believing na
Like who? Generals who?
generals in
Sino?
I think
Sino
in
nga? Who?
Krame.
Oh yeah, but who? Who in particular? I have
They
not heard of
are-
any general. No, Gamboa said he will not confirm or deny.
I think a general in Mindanao, I'll get back to you, but assuming, but they are now implicating and they believe that the intelligence report implicating Espinido is true. Wala ba parang effect nito doon sa overall anti-drug war ng administration?
Kung paninira lang sa kanya, bakit naman will it affect?
So walang epekto kasi yung the moral of the nandun sa ground na nagkakandak ng
Hindi rin.
operation.
Kasi, in an organization, within the ranks, alam nila kung sino mga rascal doon. Pareho rin yun. Sa MPC, alam niyo kung sino yung tamad, sino yung masipag, sino yung tahimik. Kasi nasa isang grupo tayo, alam natin lahat ng galaw ng mga bawat isa eh.
So, lastly sir, kumbinsido kayo na posibleng may mga nasagasaan si Espinido sa kanya?
Oh, definitely. Marami talaga siyang nasagasaan. Yes. Kung saan nasagasaan. Kaya napag-initan ng mga involved.
Thank you, sir.
Salamat, Raymond. MPC, last 2 questions or 3 questions. Chona.
Sir, yung friend po ni President Duterte, yung businessman na si Dennis Uy,
Yes.
he is asking the government for guarantees to cover yung kanyang 700 million pesos loan. Ano pong comment dito ng pala?
Hindi ko yata, parang ngayon ko lang narinig yun. He is asking,
Government, para yung guarantee.
I don't know about that. Kausap ko siya, kasama ko siya the other night, wala siyang binabanggit. Ang sinabi ko sa kanya, you're in the news na naman. Marami ka daw utang sa gobyerno. Bakit may equity naman parang sinisiraan lang ako ng mga naiinggit.
He told you, sir, na wala siyang utang sa government?
Hindi, sinabi ko sa kanya, marami ka daw utang. Totoo naman ang utang siya, di ba? Meron akong nabasa na several banks, utang siya 850, ganito. Lahat naman yun utang. In other words, babayaran niya rin. Yun ang ginamit niya para mamili ng mga kung ano-anong companies na pina-operate niya naman. Apparently, the banks trust him. Otherwise, hindi siya papautangin.
Okay. MPC, follow-up dun sa question ni Chona. No more? Other topic? Okay. Last 2, Ian.
Secretary, babalik lang ako dun sa Solgen na nag-request ng gag order sa Supreme Court.
Yes.
Para sa ABS-CBN yung sinasabi ng hinihiling ng Solgen, pero sakop ba nito yung mga artista, yung mga talent? Kung sakali, marami pong nagpo-post din sa social media.
Lahat, kaya nga, pag gag order, pag merong order, everybody is covered. Except for those things that I mentioned earlier, like members of the Congress, pag meron silang Senate investigation.
Ian?
So yung mga celebrity nga, sir, hindi na sila pwede mag-post sa social media about it?
They can always speak themselves subject to the contempt power of the Supreme Court.
Follow-up, Bombo. Last question.
So,
nung induction ng mga KBB Board of Trustees, may nabanggit ang Pangulo about this franchise issue. Sabi niya, he's not yet ready to talk in front of them, but he is willing to sit down on a coffee. Then he will
He's referring to whom ba?
yung sa franchise ng ABS.
Yeah, he's referring to I'm not ready to talk with them.
I'm not ready to discuss this issue in front of the officers of the KBP, but he is open to talk to them over
With the KBP?
Yeah, over coffee and bear it out whatever is inside his heart daw. So wala pa bang para nababanggit na schedule of this
Wala pa.
possible small group discussion?
Wala pa siyang binabanggit.
Thank you, sir.
Maraming salamat, MPC, Miss Ina Andalong. Good luck. Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat, Presidential
Dapat pala
Spokesperson.
kinakanta natin to. Ano ba kinakanta pag may umaalis?
May tinuturo si Chona?
Ano yung kinakanta?
Mike?
Hindi, ano nga yung kinakanta mo nung kahapon? Yung kinanta mong sabi kong pag-aaralan ko? Ano nga yun? Yun, lumayo ka man. Yun, ang kanta namin para sa'yo. Lumayo ka man sa amin. Kahit na lilikha ng, ano yun?
Okay.
Ng
Maraming salamat.
kalungkutan.
Maraming salamat, MPC. Maraming salamat, Chief Legal Counsel, Spokesperson, Salvador Panelo. Back to main studio sa Radyo Pilipinas, MPTV4.